today is going to be solely about Mach 3 and, more importantly, setting up Mach 3 to this newly completed CNC project. It's a 1200 by 1500, so that's roughly 4 foot by 5 foot CNC router. All the plans for this router build and all the parts list and pricing will be available on my Patreon pages by the end of next week. So let's set up Mach 3 to this full-size brand new CNC router. Okay, on this computer I don't have screen capture, and I talk a lot with my hands anyway, and I think it's more personal, especially with Mach 3, to video like this. So let's make a start. Now we're going to take this out of the emergency stop mode. It's connected to the CNC router, and the router switched on. Everything's live. It's connected via a USB cable, so you might see some strange connections on Mach 3. So the first thing you need to do, and this is just the basic figures that I put in to just get it started. We'll tune it in about 10 minutes into the video. So it could, it can be quite complex, but if you do it methodically, it's okay. Now, the first things to switch on, as it were, so you come here to config, ports and pins. First of all, you look for your port address, and in this case it's OX 278. Okay. Motor output. So you're going to switch the line on for your motors. Now I have shall we say, switched these on and actually tried the motors. I've discovered a couple of things. So you'll notice here, first of all, X-axis enable, Y-axis enable, Z-axis enable. These figures here really relate to the old 25-pin port, although they do still, shall we say, have a value down the USB cable. So the smooth stepper board can distinguish which line is or which motor is required to be moved. Now you'll notice here on the direction, this is the step, low, and direction. When I started my router up, the X-axis was moving in the opposite direction to what I required. So if you have the same problem as that, okay, it was originally like this, and if it's moving in the wrong direction, that is the one you change to move it in the opposite direction when you toggle the keys on the keyboard. So really that's it for that. Input signals. Okay, I have limit switches here, and I've activated them or enabled them. So there's a home switch on X, Y, and Z, hence the tick. And again, the port being a USB port will always be port 1, and pin out numbers really don't matter to us, but what you do is you connect up these pin numbers that are actually on the smooth stepper board. So the switch for the home switch for X will be connected to the connection or the pin number, then shall we say, on the board number 1 of inputs, and so on and so forth. Like the Y is connected to the pin out or the board out then on the smooth stepper of number 2, and Z is on number 3. And the most important one, and you shouldn't have a CNC router running without, let me see, where is it? Down here a bit further. There it is. An E-stop switch. A lot of people run their routers without an E-stop switch. You can't always grab the mouse and come and hit either restep, stop or fee hold on Mach 3. It's easier and probably safer just if you see something going drastically wrong, hit the E-stop on the machine. So that's enabled, and there again in the output signals. Now this is a live output of 5 volts, so it's preferable for the E-stop to be a positive signal rather than an earth signal, because if the cable breaks or something happens, spade connector comes off or something, it'll just keep going. So having a live 5 volt signal, and the 5 volt signal is supplied off the board itself, then you just take the signal to the E-stop switch on one side of it, then at the other side of the E-stop switch you take and connect it into connection number 10 on the smooth stepper board. So that means when the switch is pulled out, there's a 5 volt signal going through, and which Mach 3 recognizes that it's okay to run, and immediately it loses that 5 volt signal, it will command Mach 3 to do an emergency stop or E-stop. So that is a very important one to have, and I'll demonstrate that in a few moments. So we're going to OK. Anything else we need to do to get you started? Nothing else here needs to be played with at all, so we're OK there. Now the next thing to look at is just the basic setup for the motors, because you want to be able to start running it. So you've got to put some sort of figures in here. So what I normally do to start off with, now these are not the correct numbers. These are just basic numbers that I know that Mach 3 is able to move the machine at a rate that you can work with, and we will tune the Mach 3 in to be very accurate in a short while. So what I do is, because I have the drivers set at 800 microsteps, I know that 250 steps on here is represents a comfortable speed and manageable speed, and the thing isn't going to take off on you. The same going for the velocity of 1000 millimeters per minute. It's a very manageable speed. Okay, and acceleration 150 millimeters per second. This is a comfortable acceleration. It's not giving you a straight line up here It's going to go, as soon as you push the button, it's going to go bang straight up to, you know, sort of 1 meter per minute, although that's fairly slow. If you have this set too high, or this one too high, you start losing steps. So that needs to be avoided. So these figures here, don't worry about this figure here. Mach 3 will set that itself. So these are the figures that you should put in just to get you started, unless the supplier of your drivers and your stepper motors advise you otherwise. This is a starting point. So now to check, this is all okay. There's the same for the 3 axes, Y and Z, and that's all okay. So now what we can do, I'm going to take this emergency reset out, and I'm going over here now to diagnostics. Now this is an important area here. These little LEDs on here will show you what's working and what's not. Now I'm just going to put my hand over, reach over, and just toggle the Y-axis home switch. And there it is there on M2 home switch. I'm going to toggle the others. This is the Z. And the X. Okay, so those are working. So now the E-stop. So the E-stop is working, and it's brought this reset up as well, which is good. So we can now turn that back on and press the reset here to activate Mach 3. So now we know that Mach 3 sees the important, should we say, indicators from the machine, and it reads them. So we should now be able to start tuning Mach 3 in. Just before we start tuning the machine in, there's another important thing you need to have a look at, and that is homing and limits. Okay, they're all switched on here. Now, I did, I think in an earlier video, say that I would show you how to or where to adjust the speed at which the machine homes. Now, I have got this set at 10%, and this is the window here that you change the speed at which the machine will home. So when we've got the entire machine tuned in, I can raise this up if needed, but I like to set it nice and slow so I've got a chance to hit the E-stop if I see something going wrong. So this is the normal setup. So we can OK that now, and so let's see how the machine is going to perform. Okay, now whatever you do, do not just go straight in and press Ref All. So what we're going to do is we're going to reference each axis separately in Mach 3. So you come up here again to where are we? Diagnostics, and you come to this window over here, see over this side here, and what we're going to do is reference the Z only. So we're telling Mach 3 we want you to go and find the home switch on the Z-axis only. So I'm going to put the camera up to the home switch on the Z-axis, and all I'm going to do is press that button there. Okay? Okay, here we go. Now see, that 10% is a little slow, but shall we say it's very, very controllable. And I've got time to do something if something goes wrong. So there you are, it triggers and comes back to its home position. And now you will see the DROs for the Z has gone to 0. And you just got to make sure that you're on machine coordinates. You see that lit up there. So now that one has homed. So we're going to do the same now for the Y and the X.